Your home gym probably sucks at training hamstrings, but I'm going to show you how to fix that without adding any new equipment. Let's go. What's up guys, Kyle with HypertroFit.com, the best place to design your home gym and develop your training program. Now right off the bat, you might be thinking, this guy's an idiot. I can deadlift, I can Romanian deadlift, I can throw good mornings into my training, I have single leg variants, I've got all kinds of hamstring work that I can do in my home gym. And to that I would say all of those are phenomenal hamstring exercises, but they all share one thing in common, and that's that they are hip dominant. You have nothing that is knee dominant in your gym unless you have some sort of leg curl variant. You can think of the hamstrings as four muscles. The primary ones that most people think of are the biceps femoris, just like the biceps of the upper arm. We have biceps in the leg. Those are two muscles that consist of a long head and a short head. And then we also have the semitendinosus and the semimembranosus. All three of the long muscles extend across the hip and the knee joint, meaning that by flexing at the hip, a hip hinge, or by bending the knee, a knee dominant movement, it's going to train both ends of those muscles, whereas the short head of the biceps femoris is only trained via a knee dominant movement or a leg curl. So if you don't have a curl variant in your gym, you are quite literally missing 25% of the hamstrings, not to mention you're not really touching the second half of the other three muscles. And to show you just how lopsided this is in most home gyms, I'm going to jump into GymScape and show you a typical home gym setup. Now we're in GymScape, and if you've never used GymScape before, this is a totally free program on my website, hypertrofit.com/GymScape. So your most basic home gym setup is going to have a power rack. We've got our barbell. We'll throw in some plates here. We'll throw in some adjustable dumbbells, and we will throw in an adjustable bench. This is going to cover just about everything you could possibly want for most people in a home gym. Obviously, you can get functional trainers, cable stuff, a million other options here, but for the basics, this is what we're looking at. And if we take a look at our exercise list here and open this all the way up, we can see that we have 197 total exercises that this gym can cover that don't include no equipment exercises. If we wanted to throw those on, like body weight movements, we're looking at 233. But again, 197 total. If we go over to hamstrings, we can see that this is including 33 total exercises. And actually there is one other thing that I wanted to add here. We're gonna throw some bands into the gym, and you'll notice this bumps our total up to 38 total hamstring exercises. Now, if you look a little bit further, we'll see that hip dominant make up 38 out of 38 of those exercises. Knee dominant include 0. So that's what this video is all about. And I'm going to show you why this isn't completely true, because we're going to be able to rig up some stuff with the equipment that you already see in the gym here. We're not going to add anything new. And I'm going to show you two exercises that actually fit the bill for knee dominant, but they're not out of the box exercises, which is exactly why you see that as 0. Now, while we're in GymScape, let me show you a really powerful tool here. So if you actually wanted to add a new piece of equipment that was specifically for knee dominant movements, you can do that. So what we're going to do is go to the add equipment section. We're going to change the sort filter to new exercises by body part, and we're going to select hamstrings out of the drop down and then knee dominant out of the sub muscle group. Search all, and this is going to give us a list in order of the equipment pieces that provide the most exercises for this specific thing. So what you're going to see at the top here, the Prodigy Smart Arm from Prime, awesome option if you can rig it up, but super expensive and very specific to the Prime ecosystem. But right below that, you're going to see these glute ham rollers, the Force 6 Fitness one being my absolute favorite. I did do a review on this very recently. It's a phenomenal piece of equipment, and you can see when you go to the exercises here that this is adding 7 new exercises. Not all of these are hamstring based. You can actually filter that. So 2 of these are going to be hamstring based, the leg curl and the single leg curl, and you can also load those up with resistance bands and cables if you have that option. But again, this is an awesome tool to be able to add new stuff to your gym in this format. You can also look a little further down the list. You see the Temple of Gains options like this. If you want the full selectorized machine, you can go for something like the Titan Fitness one that I have in my gym. Again, an amazing piece that is incredible if you have the budget and the space to do it, but that is not what this video is about. This is just showing you how powerful GymScape can be if you're looking to add specific pieces for very specific parts of your training and body part coverage. Let's get back into the gym. So now, how do we fix this issue without adding a leg curl or a glute ham developer or something of the like that's going to allow us to do leg curls? Well, the good news is there's 2 exercises that you can do right now without adding anything else to your gym. The first one is a rack Nordic curl. So this is something that I've built using the stuff that you already have, and I do have a few additions in here just to make this a little bit more comfortable, but they're absolutely not necessary. So this bottom pad is a crash pad for Olympic lifting. You could very easily substitute this for a yoga mat, a towel, or just not include it. And then same thing with the pad on the bar here, so something I typically use for hip thrusts. This is great at just cushioning the ankle against the bar, but it's absolutely not needed. But you could also swap it out for a towel or a yoga mat. So the way that I'm getting into this, I am using the bands as assistants. So I have 2 Elite FTS mini bands here. I like to use 2 because it's easier to go in with the shoulders like this. You could also use a single band and be just fine. And then I will get into position by putting my ankles underneath the bar, making sure we're even on the bands here. And then you can go down hands forward to catch yourself the first time you do this, just to see what it feels like, and then even assist yourself in pushing back up. And then the objective would be find a band resistance that allows you to do the rep fully on your own so that you can build up strength through this movement. Now, obviously, if you're stronger, you can do this without the bands, but initially, if you've never done a Nordic curl, I promise you, you suck at them just like I do, so you're gonna want this assistance. And notice I have 315 on here so that there is absolutely no movement on this bar, because that is what is holding us in place, and that is what we are pulling against. So this is a great setup, and this is something that you can actually get stronger on and progress. But there's an even easier exercise that you can add into your gym right now, and it only requires one thing, and that is a towel. This is a less optimal version of a leg curl, but it is a leg curl. So you are going to, just like a glute ham roller, position yourself on the floor in a bridged position, feet on the towel, and then find some sort of relatively slick surface that you can put that towel on. Now, the easiest way to do this is if you have a hardwood floor, because you're gonna move more smoothly. You can also do the same type of thing with furniture sliders on a carpet, or really any surface that's going to give you a little bit of slickness so that you can actually dig your heels into the floor and pull. If you've got resistance on the floor, this isn't really going to work. This isn't ideal because it's not easy to load or progress, but it does allow you to train the movement. Obviously, an easy solution would be the TRX or Ring suspended leg curls. Pick up a glute ham roller, something like the Force 6 unit that I've reviewed in the past, which is phenomenal, which also allows for future progression through adding bands, or if you do have a functional trainer, throwing additional cable resistance into the mix. But again, if you don't have that, even something as simple as a towel leg curl stacked with your other deadlifts, RDLs, good mornings is at least going to add some of that balance back into the mix for your hamstring training. So give these exercises a shot. Let me know what you guys think. Are there other variants that you've enjoyed doing in your home gym if you don't have the equipment to hit this muscle group easily? Let me know in the comments below, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I will catch you again in the next video.